guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Hello and welcome to the American Awakening. This is a little Bergy Bit edition that I'm doing today. What I wanted to do was a quick review of this review that was done on ShadowGate right after Millie was arrested, right after it first came out by this guy, this group, whatever it is, Defango. Don't know much about them. They certainly check every box for IIA. I know these people hang around, I believe Defango's associated with the little DC meme crowd that, you know, in my opinion are very, very sketchy when it comes to who's funding them. I don't think these people even know half the time who's funding them or not. They're, you know, but I don't want to judge them. I don't want to question their integrity. You know, we need people out there that are trying to, that can help give voices to other people that don't have voices, like whistleblowers, right? Like myself since 2015. Find it interesting, a couple things he says in here. But again, I'm not trying to bash the guy. I'm just trying to understand. I mean, I don't know. Did he ever? He claims a bunch of things in here. They were gonna look into me and such. I'm not aware of them ever contacting me. I'm certainly, my information's out there. I stand by everything that I say. My story's been consistent since 2015 with my original IG complaint, so I've got no problem there. But anyway, I really did want to just kind of go over this and maybe add some commentary as it goes along. It's about, I think, 10, 11 minutes. Shouldn't take long at all. Much catchier theme music than I have.
What's up, Danger Zone Squad? We got some breaking news that seems a little bit strange. You know that YouTuber named Millennial Millie?
Not sure where I know
Millie
this guy
Weaver?
from, but he looks familiar, doesn't he? Why'd
you bring a cop into my command center? Command center? It's a basement.
Couldn't resist that.
Arrested by the FBI for something very strange, and everybody's kind of inquisitory and in shock about it. The word on the street is that she just got arrested for some form of burglary, and she was indicted by a grand jury by the FBI. They just took her away. I guess they're arresting her husband too. It's just being reported now on InfoWars and a couple other places, and by golly, we don't know what the heck is going on with the situation, but we do know is that she was supposed to be releasing a documentary called ShadowNet, or Shadow something, and it was supposed to be on the ShadowNet that is related to and involved with this guy named PFC Patrick Bergy, who was popping up on this program that was associated to, what's her name, Ann Vandersteel, and that other guy, Bill Mitchell.
Ann's awesome.
Do you remember those guys? Because I definitely
she was
remember
one of the first
seeing
people
him
to help me
going
get
on
my
and
story
talking
up
about
that had
that stuff. So right now we got some stranges going on. We'll look at the news and I'll show you the videos.
But okay, hold on. What he said something else here. He said
#ShadowGate.
I gotta go. Hold on. I gotta go back to that. Wait a second. I gotta clear something up here real quick.
What's her name? Ann Vandersteel, and that other guy, Bill Mitchell.
Bill Mitchell?
Those guys, because I definitely remember seeing him going on
is.
and talking about that stuff. So right now we got
never
some
been on his
going
show.
On. We'll look
he
at
never
the news
interviewed
and I'll show
me.
you the videos associated with it right now.
So
#ShadowGate seems to be picking up. It was 3 days ago that Millie Weaver was posting her official trailer on her big investigation, and it, like, ShadowNet seems to be something that I swear I looked into a couple years ago and was like, well, this kind of...
Okay, so you looked into it a couple years ago. Really? You contacted me? Somebody? No, they didn't. And that's what's disappointing. Because they could do something. They have the ability to actually make a difference. But they don't. And that's disappointing.
Seems like it could be interesting, but doesn't seem to actually have anything to do with anything. And as you can see, lots of people have been talking about it.
Really?
So, I don't know. Millie Weaver makes a documentary about something called ShadowNet, called ShadowGate, and then right after that, she gets arrested by the FBI. The whole entire thing does seem to be a little bit strange, so let's go check out the trailer, shall we?
I don't want to set the world on fire.
Hey, Gavin.
What if I were to tell you that a small group of government contractors were hired by government officials to frame the Trump campaign, set him up for the Russia collusion investigation, provided witnesses for the impeachment hearings, and provided administrative support services to the Department of Justice during the Mueller investigation? And what if it just so happened that this same group of contractors are behind the fake news in mainstream media, influence operations on social media, and the civil unrest nationwide pushing the defund the police movement? The Obamagate scandal only scratches the surface.
You mentioned shock value. That is shocking what the Russians did. I agree. We need to stop it.
I know that now based on the Horowitz report.
I'm not saying that you lied to the court. I'm saying you signed something that was a lie and you didn't know it.
Talk about a cover story. What really happened is much more alarming. Both parties are equally guilty of covering up what should turn out to be an even bigger scandal, ShadowGate. The tactical and operational role the shadow government played behind the scenes, carrying out the coup against President Trump. We're going to be looking behind the puppets at who the real puppet master string pullers are. The material presented in this documentary should concern people of all political affiliations. This is about real players, people whose names never come up, but should.
The reason that I keep bringing up ShadowNet is because of PFC Patrick Bergy. This is the guy that was originally running something for it, and he's been actually kind of quiet today after Millie. Oh no! Look, he's actually saying
Harley
something
driving
about
across the
calling them
country.
cowards.
It's not like I have
and I
a
believe
desk
he would have
built
been
into it.
the actual person that is connected to this whole thing, and it looks like he's actually been pretty interconnected with this whole thing. I mean, he's the guy that, in my opinion, would have been the person that Millie would have been talking to get all this information. And the strangest thing about it is we did see him before in other places talking about his whole ShadowNet conspiracy. So is this all a coincidence? Or is there something more at play here?
How is something a freaking conspiracy when you got a DOD signed memorandum thanking you for your work with your eye on a classified IIA program? How is it a conspiracy when you got a freaking flyer that's telling you that's advertising it? How is that a conspiracy when you can go to clearforce.com and they tell you, we collect your social media information, we collect all of your personal information, your credit background, your criminal background. We do this all in real time. We create predictive behavioral models out of them that determine whether or not you get a job. Is that a freaking conspiracy? No. How is it a conspiracy when you can freaking go to the website? He can go to Twitter. How can this person not go to the freaking website? I digress. We'll continue.
Because, you know, they didn't arrest this guy. This guy isn't alleged to have burglarized anything, but I do know that this is his whole thing has been a part of it. Like, if we go to victimoftheswamp.com, you can actually see his Indiegogo campaign talking about ShadowNet, the American Awakening, and he actually has a book on this whole entire situation.
You know how much difficulty it is in maintaining all of these different things and still trying to build out a seated content delivery network on freedomstream.tv. It's not easy.
This is the American Awakening.
I'm a one-man show.
Had 2 campaigns. He only had 2 backers for $160 on the campaign. And that was for the original start of it.
It's frustrating.
And all of a sudden, Millie Weaver's the one that's getting arrested.
That's the boat bandit there.
Very strange. Very strange.
That's
it's not like this hasn't been on the scene before. I've been paying attention to the Steel Truth, and she's been talking about this whole entire thing for a while now. And, I mean, just looking at her YouTube channel, you'll see that this is something that she was all over the place on.
And was very helpful with that.
Quite some time, but it never pretty much got the same kind of play that all of a sudden it's getting on now. And she's all big into the QAnon stuff. She's got all kinds of other people on here, Liz Crokin. It's a very weird scene all of a sudden when you really think about it. And I don't think you guys are thinking exactly like I am, but it's all like a strange setup. As you can see, it goes a lot farther than just 2020. Here's last year in March in 2019 when they were talking about ShadowNet. And again, it's on
Is that the one that is Roger Stone with a damn question mark next to him? Thank you very much.
Pushing this scene. So it's like, why didn't anything bad happen with Ann Vandersteel, Bill Mitchell, Patrick Bergy? But then all of a sudden, somebody new is investigating it, and SHIT is hitting the fan. Now we put it into perspective.
Is that really
for you a little bit? You can understand why it's
the key problem is that the fact that the shit didn't hit the fan when Ann Vandersteel
allegedly her
reported
and her husband that are the ones that got
perhaps
taken down.
It's being used politically right now, a couple months before the election.
Against it and saying,
surprise there.
She released a documentary on this thing called ShadowNet, and all of a sudden she got arrested almost immediately afterwards. So people are now asking the question why. So let's take a look at the video of the arrest.
Rick?
You're saying a grand jury indicted me? For
Well,
what?
We're going to have 2 21s out here. We have room to transport 1. Can you send us a car, please? 9107 Yale Road.
Oh, I tried to use the wrong button to cover up. I'll have to go in and beat that.
I need you to get some shoes.
Okay.
When you
Address.
Okay.
We need to get this taken care of.
Well, this time you're not coming ever back. Okay.
Guys, I don't know
Her
what's
son's
happening right
saying,
now.
"Mommy's not gonna come back,
The police
never."
have just showed up at my house, and they said that they're arresting me. They said that a grand jury indicted me for something. I have no idea what.
This is
crazy. Where's my shoe? I have one shoe here.
Let me stop this for a second here, right? A girl's a mother, a journalist, someone who was trying to help me out. Without any notice, without any knowledge that this was going to happen. It was a sealed freaking indictment. People, use your damn brains. I had so many people calling me up at that time saying, "Hey, did Millie plan this?" How the heck would anybody plan a sealed indictment, at least at our level, right? Sure, could probably do it at like a senior official level in Obama's administration, like a national security advisor. But no, we don't have those types of resources, people. This is a legitimate mother being taken from her kids, and along with her husband, and along with her brother. I can't discuss, and neither can Millie yet, exactly what transpired there or why it happened. What I can say is anybody who thought that this was just like a setup or something or just for publicity, well, you know, you're disgusting. You really are. oh, I can't. It's really hard to say, right? I don't think when this is all said and done, anyone's going to be able to completely rule out whether or not this was done to try to silence what was going on either with ShadowGate or, I mean, think about it. Millie was quite instrumental in the 2016 election, going around and exposing Hillary Clinton. Ohio didn't like Millennial Millie very much. So I wouldn't rule that out totally. And as ridiculous as everything was that transpired, no, I don't. That's up to Millie and Gavin to explain when everything's all said and done and comes out. But right now, unfortunately, these people are allowed to talk about stuff, but Millie and Gavin and Chuck can't discuss it because the judge put a gag order, said it wasn't political, but then timed the next hearing for November 3rd. Again, it's not political, right? Let's go on with this.
And once you're there, so we're good.
So why wasn't I given anything in the mail? Like, I have no idea what this is talking about.
Yeah, Billy.
Guys, I'm literally about to break huge breaking news right now, and I'm being arrested, and I have no idea why.
I was on the phone with Gavin, but I think I had already had to disconnect because I think Gavin was already put in the first car at this point.
Okay. Now,
It was a freaked out situation. I didn't know what was happening.
Grand jury?
I didn't know if they were coming for me next.
Is this an indictment? Okay, very good.
Dad, get your BB gun.
This is my son right now.
All right.
Buddy.
Come on, let's go. To the car.
That would have helped the
I've been more than nice.
situation.
I don't understand what's happening right now. Like, please share this.
It looks like the actual
Please share.
documentary has been posted. It's an hour and 22 minutes long and 17 seconds. Hey, who confirmed? Maybe. Not exactly sure, but looks like it's time to go watch it. It didn't get posted to Millie Weaver's channel for, I guess, clear, obvious reasons. But the entire thing seems to be there in its entirety, so I'm guessing we're looking at the very next video that's going to start getting banned from YouTube and all kinds of different ways, and there's a whole lot of strangeness involved with what we're looking at today associated with it. That's for dang sure. As you can see, this is going to get out of hand probably really quickly, so we just wanted to keep you updated on the facts of the case.
Sounded like a
yes,
threat.
we're going to dive in a little bit more into PFC Patrick Bergy, and if you search ShadowNet on the Defango channel, you might find at least a little something that we've done in the past on this particular situation. Now I got to go talk to a couple of our friends in the Danger Zone to see if they remember this particular individual and see if they got any old stuff they might want to bring back up about it. Either way, thank you for joining us over here on Defango Danger Zone.
So,
hopefully you guys are having a beautiful day. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Check out the links in the description box below.
Right.
And other than that, much love to you.
All they can get this freaking piece of garbage off my system here. I just makes you wanna freaking vomit, right? This is what I enlisted in the Army for at 39. This is what I spent 7 years overseas between Iraq, Afghanistan, and South Korea for, to come back home for garbage like this. To be not even seeing the documentary, but immediately, almost as if instructed, almost as if, I don't know, tactically calculated, going after me. Like I said, I think I think this guy is associated with a bunch of the DC meme crowds. Jack Posobiec. I've called Jack Posobiec out. He's a former he's a Navy PAO. I'm not even sure if he's former. IIA supports PAO. These are legitimate questions to ask someone that's in his position, especially now that he's with OAN. Until ShadowGate came out, you didn't even know what IIA was. It's literally the military nomenclature, interactive internet activities. It's literally the military nomenclature, which is easily verifiable for exactly what we've been complaining about happening for the last, well, consistently 4 years since the 2016 election. Fake news, fake social media, all of this stuff. It's called IIA, people. So you can question me, you can question a lot of things, but how hard would that have been to look at? You know, all they chose to do was just turn around and somehow question my integrity. You got questions for me? Come right out and ask. I got no problem. I went on, you know, I'm a nobody. And it was actually quite frightening going on to the, you know, I've spent, like I said, a couple of years in combat zones. I can't tell you how many nights I've woken up with mortar rounds going off just a few meters from my hooch. Yet I was, you know, it was a challenging thing. It was frightening going and sitting there on InfoWars. This isn't something I aspire to do. I don't aspire to be any type of Dan Bongino or anything. But if I do not speak out and show y'all what's going on with garbage like that, right, then I don't know.
Why'd you bring a cop into my command center? Command center. It's a basement.
It's a basement. Then I don't know, right? Then we're just going to end up living our lives with trash like this being the new, you know, the new journalism. You know, is it? People fought and died to protect the First Amendment, the freedom of press. I've made tremendous sacrifices to protect our Constitution. Many, many before me have. Many after will, I hope proudly. But we need to ask ourselves, people, is this what, you know, is this right here? Is this the next, is this what we want? Right? Do we want people like this putting out garbage about people like me, trying to warn our country that weapons I helped develop at taxpayer expense to use against our enemies are being used on us? And those weapons that I helped develop include people just like that. They're called assets. They're called IIA assets. I don't know if he is one or not, but he certainly isn't doing anything to show me that he isn't. You want to show me you're not an IIA asset? Prove it to me. Do the right thing. Investigate this. Thank you very much. Good day and God bless.